So October is officially over, which means November is here. Thanksgiving is on our doorstep. You guys are going to have a bunch of food coming. But let's first take a look at how October went in both Dupage and Cook County. Let's first look at sales prices because we want to follow this trend and see where it's going. If we look at October, we saw the trend continue to go down in both Dupage and in Cook County. In Dupage County, the average home sold for $382,000 in October. The month before, we were at $392,000. Now, if we look at Cook County, the average home sold in both October was $395,000. What about September? September we saw about $407,000. So again, it's about a $10,000 to $12,000 difference between month over month, which isn't a huge deal when we look at the bigger picture. Now, I do want to note, it looks like housing prices have peaked this year because if we look at the highest amount that we saw this summer was in June. In June, we saw Cook County, the houses go for about $446,000, which is about $50,000 more than where we are right now. If we look at Dupage County, they were all the way at $491,000, which is about almost $100,000 compared to where we are now. So June, it looks like we peaked with pricing, at least from what we're seeing right now. Now, if that scares you, I want to say this is normal. We see this pattern every year. Every year, usually the housing prices peak during the summer months. June usually falls under that, and then we always see a decline going into the winter months. So this isn't crazy. This isn't a crash. This is a normal trend. So I want you to make sure that you understand this is a normal trend. Even though prices have peaked in June, we normally do see prices decrease throughout the rest of the year. The second thing I want to look at is the days on the market, which means how long a house sits on the market for, and buyers are enjoying this because they're sitting on the market a little bit longer than they were before. If we look at July are where the lowest amount of days houses sat on the market for in both Dupage and Cook County. If we go back in time a few months, in July, we were at 34 days in Cook County and 26 days in Dupage County. So just about a month, basically, a house sat on the market. Now again, that's the average, so keep in mind, because a lot of times you'd see houses going in a weekend. This was the average. A house would stay on for 30 days. How are things looking now? Basically in Cook County, we're now at 50 days on the market, and in Dupage, it's about 36. So just a little over a month we're seeing in Dupage, and Cook County has definitely increased quite a bit. Again, before you freak out, this is a normal trend. Every single year we see the same thing. We see things bottom out in the summer for days on the market, and then as the winter season comes in, as the fall season comes in, we usually see that tick up. So this is normal. We see this trend every year, so it's nothing to be afraid of. But you know what did catch my eye when I was looking at the data was months of inventory. Again, this metric tells us how much inventory of homes we have on the market. We have 12 months in a year. A normal healthy market is about 6 months of inventory. Anything under 6 is a seller's market. Anything over 6 is a buyer's market because that means there's more homes on the inventory than there are sellers. Now, when you hear the news and you hear everything going on, people are going crazy about how much inventory we have. People keep telling us the streets are flooded with houses compared to last year. There's so many houses for sale compared to last year. The thing is, when you compare anything to last year, the stats are going to be crazy, and there's going to be so many outliers because last year was an outlier year with COVID going on, everything with interest rates. The past couple years are outlier years. So keep that in mind when you're looking at data and stats that are being thrown out there comparing to the last couple years. But I do want to say about months of inventory, people are saying the streets are flooded with inventory. We actually saw less inventory come on the market and less homes available for the buyers out there. Now, was this a huge swing month over month? Not really. It was a small number. In Dupage County, we had 1.5 months of inventory, and we basically went down to 1.4 months. In Cook County, we had 2.6 months, and we went down to 2.4. So it's not a significant number. We're still in a seller's market. The thing I just want to share is we saw months of inventory go down when you hear all the headlines that it's the other way around, at least over here in the Chicagoland area. So I want you to keep that in mind and don't freak out about that because again, this trend is normal as well. We see this every year. Every year we see months of inventory go down going into the fall and winter season. It's absolutely normal. It's nothing to be scared out. So make sure to stay tuned so you know what's going on in the market. You're informed. You're a smart buyer. You're a smart seller. You're informed on the market and you're not just blindly listening to the news out there, so you actually know what's going on. So if you have any questions about the market, where it's going, what direction, send me a message. Otherwise, make sure to keep following so that you know what's going on. You can follow the trends and you can get ahead of what we're seeing. So hopefully this was useful. If you have any questions, just let me know.